Well, hello guys, my name is Nick from Nickstoygarage, and today we are doing yet another Citroën. It's the Corgi Toys Citroën Dyane. This model is in worse shape than I could have imagined. The inside, it looks like there's a sandstorm inside of the car, or it's been underwater for the last 60,000 years. The wheels are actually locked up by the rust and by the dirt. On the rear of the car, the rear hatch, there actually is a piece missing. There you can see the inside of this car. It's horrible. And there you can see the piece missing. I have no idea how someone goes about breaking a piece like that off. But we are going to try to fix it. There you can see the dirt actually... Well, the wheel is stuck because of the massive amount of dirt, filth, human slimes, and other thingies that are inside this car. Let's get to disassembly. First, the rivets has to go, one in the front, one in the back. And then the plastic base just releases. Now, this is a plastic base. I have to be a little bit more careful than usual. So I just pry it off really easily. Then I take my handy dandy screwdriver to pry open the rest. And I know the handy dandy screwdriver didn't make it in the video. Oh, sorry. So that's the plastic base set aside and the wheels just fall right out. And there you can see the massive amount of rust and dirt that's actually on the wheels and axles. Now that I have your attention, as you can see, I have 2,975 subscribers, and my goal for 2021 is to actually hit 3,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and please hit the bell notification if you haven't so already. This will really help me reach my goal of 3,000 subscribers. Meanwhile, the car is taken apart and you can see how dirty the inside actually is. Now let's get to my favorite step of every restoration. That is the sand blasting cabinet. There you can see the one metal part we're going to blast off. And there you can see the paint just flying off. This actually sped up 5 times. It doesn't really take me that long. But this car has a lot of nooks and crannies where the paint just gets stuck. So it takes me a little bit longer than a regular restoration. So when that is all done, I take it out of the sand blasting cabinet. And I just take Dave the dental pick and remove the last remaining pieces of paint that are stuck inside the little crevices and in the door jambs. Well, no, there's not really door jambs, but on top of the window of this car. Next, I take my my highly professional repair tools, which is my thingy-majigs there, and a little piece of welding rod. The only thing I had laying around at the time, because, well, the first part of the video is actually a year old. Yes, this is what happens when you stop YouTube for a while. The first part is being recorded a year ago, and this what you're seeing right now is recorded, well, last week. So I'm pretty lucky I still did find all the parts for this thing. So let's do the welding rod to size. Let's cut it to size, and then I actually hammered it flat, kind of into the size of the hole that was missing. When that's all said and done, I just kind of glued it to a toothpick, and then just glued the two halves of the trunk, and then just place the little piece I made into the middle. Also, I used baking soda in the end to secure the bond, because I saw it somewhere and they said it was a strong bond, and I obviously believe everything that's on the internet. Who doesn't these days? So a little bit more glue, and finishing off with the baking soda, like I said before. Let that dry a little bit, and then it forms a really hard bond. Last but not least, take my little files and file it into shape so it is a almost unnoticeable repair. I'm not an expert, so you will notice it, but it's 1,000 times better, I think, because, well, there wasn't anything there. Next, I go to primer. For primer, I use a fine surface primer by Tamiya, doing 2 coats in total, leaving between 5 and 10 minutes for the first coat, and about 12 hours for the second coat to dry. Next, the base coat, it's yellow from Tamiya. I think it's there it is, the TS, didn't read it, from Tamiya in yellow, because, well, I'm going for original, but I'm gonna add one more little surprise, you will see in a couple seconds. Doing 3 coats, 5 to 10 minutes for the first 2, and a day for the last coat to dry out. Then I taped up the roof, because, yes, it's getting a tan roof. The TS46 from Tamiya, I think it's called Sand or something like that. So I did 2 coats in total on the roof. Just taking off the tape when the second coat was still a little bit tacky. So there you can see me taking off the tape. And I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. What would you have done when you were restoring this car? Would you have done a black roof, just the same color, make it a convertible? What would you have done? Let me know in the comment section down below. And there you can see me taking off the tape and then letting it dry overnight, so I can get a nice finish on it, and off camera I clear coated it. Next, it's time for the fine details. I sped it up about 5 times because this takes a while. I take my black Sharpie and paint in the front grille in black. Just like that. Then the door handles go in the same black, so they can stand out just a little bit. My voice broke. Finally at puberty at 25. Well, 24. Next week is my birthday on Tuesday. Nobody has to buy me any presents. No, they're just saying it randomly, obviously. So then I take my chrome liquid marker and do the front and rear bumper. No, I'm not doing that yet. I'm just doing with what did I call it? Tootsie the toothpick? I forgot. Doing the rear lights and the blinkers, and obviously the headlights in the front. There you can see me do the blinkers. And when then all set and done, I take then my chrome liquid marker, speed it up even more, and then just chrome the front and rear bumper in a nice shade of, well, chrome. Also, I chromed the front Citroën logo because, well, it needs to stand out, obviously. I did take my small marker for that because my big marker just leaves a big blob in the middle of the Citroën logo. Next, it's time to get my my toothbrush, which I use daily on my own teeth, some hot soapy water, and it's time to clean these disgusting parts. First, this thing has been laying for a year in my closet. Well, my work closet being dirty, so it's time to finally clean it. Just speeding up. It's not speeding up. This is my actual cleaning pace. That's why I don't clean my room. So next, it's the window, and the wheels and tires and the base plate, obviously. There's a lot of dirt trapped inside the wheels, so a little bit of brushing cleans them right up. So the parts are all clean, but as you can see, somewhere in the past year, the base plate actually broke. So what do? Well, you glue it, obviously. So a little bit of glue just to hold it back together, and then chrome the wheels. When the wheels are back to their original color, well, not real original, but chrome, I take the base plate and paint it black, so we can, well, it's like new again. And when that's all done, I take my black Sharpie and paint the wheels in a nice color of black, so they can look showroom fresh again. When that's all set and done, it's time for the polish of the windshield, and it's time for the final reassembly. One more look at all the parts from this restoration, and then it's time to putting this thing back together. First, taking the base and the freshly, well, sanded axles, painted wheels and painted tires, and just setting them back into place. They actually snap into place. I think originally when I took it apart a year ago, they weren't really attached anymore, so I reattached them to the base. There you see a little cut because, well, I failed at that. Then I place the interior back into place. There was another cut because I didn't know what the front and back was. Then setting it, just set it down, Nick. Thank you. Then take the body itself and take the windshield and then just easily snapping it back together. It isn't that hard. Just place. No, the interior has to go to the bottom. You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna. And there we go. He dropped it. That's why he's underpaid. Next, I do another jump cut. And we go to the final snapping back together. So let's take a look at it 1 year ago when it was still my mirror spinning place. But it was still, well, yellow, dirty yellow with a dirty interior, missing paint, stripped wheels, and it was just, well, a broken tailpiece. That's horrible. And let's take a look at it after the restoration in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There it is. It's nice, it's yellow, it's my leather spinning plate because the mirror actually broke in that year, so I had to replace it with a leather thingy-majig. So please, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next time, and special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Bye.